Alright, good evening gamers and YouTubers alike. My name is Justin.
And I'm Liam.
And today we are playing Dungeon Defenders 2, which is in pre-alpha, so it's not even like a thing yet.
No, it is not. I didn't even see it come out.
Yeah. But regardless, Liam can tell you more about that. But what I really want to discuss in this video is a game that's very near and dear to both of our hearts, more so Liam than me, but important nonetheless, and that is the Dark Souls, Demon Souls franchise by From Software. And for those of you who haven't played it, just a super quick introduction. These are third-person medieval fantasy games that put a huge emphasis on risk and reward, and what that means essentially is they're really, really goddamn difficult. Is that fair?
That sums it up.
Yeah, they're phenomenally difficult, and I have nothing but respect for From Software for finally trying to bring some of the bite and edge back of the old, like, classic NES games to the new generation of hardware, like PS3 and PS4. So Dark Souls 2 just came out, and that was a blast, and very, what was it? They did a fun little drug analogy for the difficulty of the games.
Yeah.
It was...
No, it wasn't drugs. It was just describing the map.
Right.
It said Demon Souls was a bunch of really intricate, different maps.
No. This was the one where they said, like, Demon Souls is like marijuana. Dark Souls is like, what was it? Like alcohol, and Dark Souls 2 is like heroin. Well, the point is, they're really, really tough.
Difficult.
And coming up fairly soon is the release of Bloodborne, which is not technically a sequel, but is the spiritual successor to...
No, I don't know if it is the spiritual successor.
I heard spiritual successor. Yeah. Spiritual successor to Dark Souls 2. The same way Dark Souls is to Demon Souls, Bloodborne is to Dark Souls. But whatever. The point is, it's going to be very similar. It's going to have you in third person. You're going to be running around with weapons. And in this one, guns, I believe?
Yeah.
So there's no shield.
Yeah,
so let's talk a little bit about it. Should we be excited? In a word, yes. From Software is fantastic at what they do. They make really beautiful, really difficult games.
Got a perfect formula.
They've been perfecting the formula time and time again. Demon Souls was incredible, and it just got better with age. The only thing I'm a little worried about is I was reading about the game a bit, and they're focusing more on fast action. So if you've played these games, you know that they're very slow moving. Your character's slow, your attacks tend to be slow. Right, it's all about patience and perfect timing. The monsters have these big, heavy, swinging attacks that you have to roll out of the way of, and, this one's going to be more about mobs charging you in large groups, and you need to be quick on your feet. Also, the setting is a little bit different. The original games, Dark Souls and Demon Souls, are set in a very sort of classic medieval fantasy realm. Bloodborne is going to be more of a gothic Victorian castle sort of a thing.
It'll have a similar style.
Sure, similar style, but just I'm trying to think what's an equivalent. There was that movie, what was it called? What was that movie called with the guy with the Van Helsing? There it is. Van Helsing, I think, is...
Can they also make a game?
Maybe, but the game was terrible. It was just a tie-in. But Van Helsing, the movie, from what I've read and looked at, is going to be very similar to what Bloodborne is doing. Just, as opposed to Dark Souls and Demon Souls, which you could equate more to, like, Lord of the Rings. Very traditional, kind of high fantasy.
Castle.
Yeah, this is more gothic, Victorian, which is cool and could be cool. Although I have to say, I'm a little nervous. I mean, like I said, From Software, brilliant developers. They've done it right time and time again. So there's no reason to think that by speeding up the action a little bit and throwing more enemies at you, they're going to be able to preserve that super high level of difficulty and just kind of make things a little faster paced. That's my hope. That is definitely my hope. One of the other big changes, I think we mentioned it briefly earlier, no shield, which is huge. Instead of a shield in your offhand, you're going to be able to carry some sort of single-handed ranged weapon like a pistol or a crossbow, I imagine, a one-handed crossbow. And that, I'm sure, will, as opposed to the shield deflecting attacks, you're going to be able to be even more offensive, so you can repel hordes of enemies as they come at you. I don't know if you'll be able to use magic in your offhand, like in something like Bioshock, where you have plasmids in an offhand, Bioshock Infinite, plasmids in your offhand, and then a weapon in your primary hand. Either way, I'm very excited for it. I'm very curious. I think it's a formula that the changes that they're making could go really right or slightly wrong, and you know, the feedback that they get for the game will, of course, reflect that. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the game, it's going to be on PS4. Yeah, it's PS4 exclusive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a PS4 exclusive. Yeah, that's coming out in March of this year. Yes, March of this year.
Re-releasing Dark Souls 2.
That's right. They're also re-releasing Dark Souls 2 for PS4, which is going to be amazing because even though Dark Souls 2 graphically is probably the weakest entry in the series, and people might freak out at me for that, it's just true.
They say it's made for
Right. The thing about Dark Souls 2 is there's so much going on, so much content crammed into that game that they had to lower the polygon count a little bit to you know, have the game run smoothly, since that's, you know, essential to the functionality of the game. It's like, we'd rather have it look a tiny bit less pretty and run perfectly than lag up and be beautiful. So yeah, it's coming in March. Dark Souls 2 re-release is coming soon. If you haven't played these games, play them. You'll probably be cursing us out while you die over and over and over and over, and that's okay. That's how they work. That's what's supposed to happen. But you know, the fact of the matter is, when you finally beat that boss, there is just no feeling quite like it.
No, there is not.
Yeah.
It is a very nice feeling.
It's a beautiful thing. And then Liam, do you want to talk a little bit about this game you're playing here before we wrap this up?
Dungeon Defenders 2. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I have a ton of hours logged into the first game. I remember seeing them at PAX. I hung out around their booth for a while.
Nice guys.
Yeah, they were fun. they were all just drinking.
Nice.
But I don't know. It's the graphics are definitely a lot better. I really like this thing. If you hold shift, you can see like the trajectory of everything.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, look at that. So I haven't played these, but they're essentially tower defense, but in 3D tower defense.
But
okay.
Like you have your own hero, you level your hero up, you get armor for your hero,
nice.
You get weapons for your hero, and then you bring your hero into these tower defense situations that only get more difficult. And from what I understood in this game, it gets very difficult later on.
Oh, nice. As any good tower defense should.
Yeah, but even in Dungeon Defenders, once you get to a certain level, doing the Nightmare Hardcore difficulty is not that bad, and that's like the hardest it gets.
Nice.
I don't know. I think it's fun.
Good time? Do you recommend?
Yeah, definitely. For $20.
All right.
But it's still in pre-alpha.
Right, $20 pre-alpha, so a lot of changes. They're probably collecting, you know, data from their players about what's working and what's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like Dungeon Defenders, they made a solid sequel.
I like this game.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Just you know, wanted to touch base about some of the cool stuff coming down the video game pipeline. You know, let us know in the comments if you like Dark Souls. Do you like Demon Souls? Are you excited about Bloodborne? Do you like Dungeon Defenders 2? All the good things. Please subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. We're gonna be doing lots of music stuff, lots of game stuff, lots of stuff in general. So, and with that, this is Justin.
All right.
Signing out. So have a great day, you guys. Keep on gaming on, and see ya.
Adios.
Bye.